groceries for two, checking the labels like I always do. Then I see the branded tea light and remember the kitchen lights been spiked with a silence so loud it's hard to breathe. I'm still waiting for a reason for you to leave. The coat rack is half bare by the door, like a skeleton of the life we had before. I've got 100 things I haven't said, running marathons inside my head. The punchlines to jokes only you would get are the heaviest things I'm carrying yet. Now they're just unshared secrets, gathering dust. The I love yous that turn into I must. I'm a vault with a code that you threw away, keeping the words that I'm dying to say. It's a quiet kind of torture, a beautiful sin to have all this love with no place to put it in. Yeah, my heart is a graveyard of things we once knew, just a collection of unshared secrets of you. I saw the movie, the one about the coast. I laughed at the part you would have loved the most. I reached for my phone to send you a text, then remember there's no us coming next. I found your old hoodie in the bottom drawer. It doesn't even smell like your skin anymore, just laundry detergent in the passage of time, a slow motion witness to a victimless crime. Who do I tell that I finally quit smoking? Who do I call when the boiler is broken? There's a part of my soul that only you own. Now I'm a king on a hollowed out throne, with a chest full of gold that's worth nothing at all, just echoes and shadows pinned up on the wall. It's 3:14 and the glow is blue. I'm staring at a ghost of me and you. Type a sentence, then I hit delete. The cursor's blinking to my own heartbeat. I told you that I'm doing fine alone, but there's a different story on this phone. A library of things I'll never say, locked behind a screen and tucked away. My thumb is hovering over the sand, between the missing you and just a friend. But I know if I let these words take flight, I'll just be losing sleep another night. It's just a text I never sent, full of all the places that we never went. A digital confession of a heart and dead. The I'm sorry's and the please don't leave me yet. It's sitting in the drafts where it belongs, the bridge of all my saddest songs. Just a blue bubble waiting for a spark, a tiny little lighthouse in the dark that I'll never let you see. The text I never sent to you from me. I'm sitting at the table where we used to talk for hours. Now I'm just water in the dirt of some forgotten flowers. The kitchen's too quiet, the clock is too loud. I'm looking for a silver lining in a heavy cloud. I poured a drink for one, but I left a little space. Like I'm still expecting to see your tired face. They say I should be grateful for the time that we had, but the good is just a ghost that makes the now so bad. Optimists tell me that I'm doing alright, that the sun is gonna rise on the edge of the night. But I'm staring at the counter feeling low, counting up the pieces of a life I used to know. They say the glass is half full, but they don't see it's half full of the tears that you left for me. The other half is empty, just a hollowed out hole, a transparent prison for a weary soul. I'm trying to be positive, I'm trying to be brave, but I'm just treading water on a closing wave. Yeah, the glass is half full, but it's easy to see that the half that is missing was you and me. I tried to fill the void with some habits and some friends. With it is what it is, and some it'll all make sense. But every time I take a sip, it tastes like the end, like a message in a bottle that I can't even send. I'm looking through the crystal at the distorted light. Everything is blurry and nothing feels right. If this is half full, then why do I feel drained? Like a field in the summer that forgot how it rained. Maybe the bottom is a place I need to go before I find the strength to finally let go. But right now the surface is a mile away, and I'm just catching bubbles in the gray. It's a fragile kind of balance, a dangerous tilt between the love that we built and the milk that we spilled. I saw you standing by the record store, the same old jacket that you always wore. I almost called out, the name was on my tongue, a habit from the days when we were young. But then you turned and looked right through my chest, like I was just a shadow or a passing guess. No spark of us, no flicker in your eyes, just the cold indifference of a new disguise. The way you tell your head is still the same, but you don't even flinch at the sound of my name. It's a glitch in the world, it's a cruel design to see the person I love, but you aren't mine. You're just a stranger with your face occupying all that sacred space. You've got coffee rings in the cable. I found a nap and way through the way to that hidden beach on a Saturday. But the ink keeps running and the edge is frayed, like every single promise that we ever made. I'm driving south, but the compass is spinning, losing the end before the beginning. I'm checking the rear view, looking for us, but all I see is settled dust. The landmarks change, the signs are down. I'm a tourist in my own hometown. I'm holding on to a map to nowhere, looking for a spark that isn't there. Every X marks a spot where we used to be, but it's just empty land and an open sea. I'm following roads that don't have names, playing a part in these memory games. It's a beautiful drive, but there's nobody there, just me and this map to nowhere. And this map to nowhere. I stopped at the diner where we used to hide, but I couldn't bring myself to go inside. The parking lot is full of ghosts tonight, dancing in the flicker of the neon light. You said forever was a destination, but it was just a temporary station, unfolded up like a paper square, tucked in a pocket of the clothes you don't wear. Is there a shortcut to the part where I forget? A hidden highway I haven't found yet, 'cause I'm burning gas on a dead-end street, while the engine hums to a bitter beat. I'm lost in the miles, I'm lost in the view of a world that doesn't lead back to you. I'm holding on to a map to no man where, looking for a spark that isn't there. Every X marks a spot where we used to be, but it's just empty land and an open sea. I'm following roads that don't have names, playing a part in these memory games. It's a beautiful drive, but there's nobody there, just me and this map to nowhere. And this map to nowhere. The battery's dying, but I'm still awake, counting every heartbeat, watching it break. 3 little dots used to dance on the screen, now it's just the cold We sat by the lake, and how my chest still feels like a physical ache. I poured out the truth till my thumbs went numb, waiting for a hey or a sorry to come. But the screen stayed black and the room stayed still. I'm fighting the urge and I'm losing the will to keep checking back for a blue bubble glow when you already told me all I need to know. Is it easier to ignore me than to say it's the end? Are we past the point where we can't even be friends? I'm shouting in a vacuum, I'm screaming at a wall, but you're holding the phone and you're letting me fall. Now I'm just left on red forever, a broken link we couldn't tether. I'm a question mark at the end of a plea, waiting for a ghost who doesn't see me. picture of a house with a porch. Now I'm just standing here holding the torch. The ink is starting to bleed on the page, like a beautiful bird that was let out its cage. I wrote down our names in a perfect red line, back when I thought that your future was mine. But the clouds moved in without any sound, and now my masterpiece is hid in the ground. I'm trying to shield the words with my palms, but the sky doesn't care for my desperate psalms. It's coming down heavy, it's coming down fast, the fragile remains of a love built to last. We're just paper hearts in the rain, dissolving away in the sorrow and pain. We look so solid, we look so bright, until the first drop fell out of the night. Now we're just pulp and we're just a blur, a messy reminder of the way that we were. Yeah, it's hard to stay whole when the world goes gray. We're just paper hearts washing away. I remember the creases, the folds, and the sharp, the way that you played on the strings of my harp. But paper is thin and the weather is cruel, and I was a dreamer and I was a fool to think we could stand in a storm of this size, without any cover, without any lies. Now I'm just reaching for scraps in the street, with the cold city water soaking my feet. Maybe we were meant to be recycled anew. Maybe I'll turn into something without you. But right now I'm soggy, I'm torn and I'm weak, with the ink of your promise running down my cheek. We're just paper hearts in the rain, dissolving away in the sorrow and pain. We look so solid, we look so bright, until the first drop fell out of the night. Now we're just pulp and we're just a blur, a messy reminder of the way that we were. Yeah, it's hard to stay whole when the world goes gray. We're just paper hearts washing away. Washing away. I stood on my tiptoes to reach for your hand, building a kingdom on sinking sand. I changed my colors and I changed my tone to fit in the spaces that you left alone. I was the anchor when the water got rough. I gave you the world, thought it might be it's not what you want. It's a beautiful house that a memory haunts. I was the shoulder where you laid your head, but I wasn't the dream in the back of your bed. I'm a footnote in a story that's already told, a silver medal that wanted the gold. It's the almost that kills me, the near that stings, the weight of the almost and the hope that it brings. If I was a disaster, it'd be easy to leave, but I was the blessing you didn't believe. The street lamp is flickering outside our gate, throwing long lines in a language of hate. I'm walking the dog on the path that we knew, but the leash feels so light without tension from you. I see a shape in the corner of my eye, the silhouette dancing against the dark sky. When I turn around to catch hold of your sleeve, it's just the wind playing tricks, making me believe everything's here, but nothing is real. I'm touching the ghost of the way we would feel, a cold spot on the sofa, a dance in the rug, the lingering warmth of a long-ago hug. Now I'm just living in the shadow of us, watching the gold turn to iron and rust. It's a shape on the wall where the picture once hung, the ghost of a song that we haven't quite sung. I reach for the light, but the darkness is deep. I'm losing the secrets I promised to keep. Yeah, I'm wandering lost, making such a big fuss. Just a man in the dark, in the shadow of us. Now into that cafe, the one on the bend. I sat at the table we called our best friend. I saw two people laughing, and for a split second I thought it was us, and my heart was beckoned. But they were too happy, they were too bright, they hadn't been dimmed by the edge of the night. I'm a low resolution version of me, a blurred out reflection of who I should be. signs are blurring inside of the rain. I've got this feeling of spinning around like a needle that's lost and can't find the ground. You were my north, my steady, my true. Every horizon was painted in you. Now the magnetic pole is a static-filled line, and I'm crossing the borders I didn't define. I'm checking the stars, but the clouds are too thick. The clock in my pocket is making a click, like a heart that is trying to find its way back to a rhythm it lost on a one-way track. I'm holding a broken compass in my hand, trying to navigate this no man's land. The glass is all shattered, the needle is wild. I'm lost in the woods like a terrified child. I turn to the left, but I feel like I'm wrong. I've been wandering aimlessly for way too long. Without your light, I'm just losing my way. A broken compass in a world of gray. I followed your scent to the edge of the park, but the trail disappeared when the sky turned to dark. I remember the way that your hand felt in mine, the ultimate map, the perfect design. Now I'm just walking in circles of grief with a map made of stone and a heart like a leaf. Every shortcut I take leads me further apart from the home that I kept in the beat of your heart. Does south even matter if you aren't there? Is east just a name for the cold morning air? I'd throw it away, let it sink in the lake, but I'm scared of the silence and the steps I might take. If I am pacing in the upstairs halls. I'm living in a museum of what we used to be, and every exhibit is staring at me. I'm surrounded by traces of you in the coffee cup rings and the scuff on my shoe, dent in the pillow, a scent on the breeze. I'm brought to my shaking and weary knees. I try to move forward, I try to stay clean, but you're in every shadow and everything in between. I'm a map of the places that we travel through, just a collection of traces of you. I saw a thumbprint on the window pane, blurred by the streaks of the morning rain. I almost reached out to touch where you'd been before the cold glass let the reality in. I found a receipt in an old winter coat for a dinner we had on a rental boat. The ink is fading, turning to gray, just like the forever you threw away. How do I live in a house that's a haunt, filled with the echoes of everything I want? I could move to a city where nobody knows, but I'd still find your fingerprints on my clothes. I'm surrounded by traces of you in the coffee cup rings and the scuff on my shoe, dent in the pillow, a scent on the breeze. I'm brought to my shaking and weary knees. I try to move forward, I try to stay clean, but you're in every shadow and everything in between. I'm a map of the places that we travel through, just a collection of traces of you. The floorboards are cold and they know my name. Every creak is a whisper, every shadow's the same. I'm as her in the kitchen in 17 steps, tying the secrets that my heavy heart kept. The moon is a witness, a pale lonely eye, watching me wander as the hours crawl by. I should be sleeping, I should be dreaming of you, but I'm just wearing a hole in the rug in my shoe. Four walls and a ceiling, but no place to land. Just a ghost of your fingers slipping out of my hand. The silence is heavy, the clock is a drum, waiting for a morning that's never gonna come. I'm doing that midnight pacing again, running from the now I turn away, there's nothing left in this house I can say. I checked the front lock, though I know you won't knock. I'm just killing time while I'm watching the clock. I pour a glass of water just to have something to hold. The air in this apartment has turned bitter and cold. I used to sleep soundly with my head on your chest. Now I'm a stranger to the concept of rest. Is there a finish line at the end of the hall? Or am I just waiting for the sky to fall? If I walk long enough, will the memory tire? Or am I just fueling a slow burning fire? Left foot, right foot, heavy and slow, with nowhere to turn and nowhere to go. I took the calendar down from the kitchen wall, the one where we marked every trip and every fall. January was a ghost, just a blur of white. I spent every evening trying to find the light. February came with a cold and bitter sting. I didn't even notice the arrival of the spring. I'm wearing the sweater that you left on the chair, breathing in the silence of the empty winter air. The seasons are shifting, the leaves turn to gold, but I'm still shivering in the stories we told. I'm watching the shadows grow long on the floor, counting the minutes since you walked out the door. It's been a year without you, a slow motion rain, a 365, the cycle of the same old pain. I've seen 4 different versions of the sky above, but none of them matter without your love. I'm a holiday alone, I'm a birthday in the dark, a frozen statue in a quiet city park. Yeah, I survived the winter and the summer too, but it's just been the year without you. In June I went back to that spot on the coast, but I was just a tourist and you were just a ghost. I bought 2 tickets for a movie in July, then I sat in the lobby and I started to cry. Autumn is whispering your name in the trees. I'm brought to my shaking and weary knees. I thought time was a healer, I thought I'd be fine, but I'm just a man, girl, who's run out of time. 12 months of waking up and reaching for your hand, 12 months of trying to understand. The snow is starting to fall on the street again, bringing me back to the howling wind. 12 months of waking up and reaching for your hand, 12 months of trying to understand. The snow is starting to fall on the street again, bringing me back to the howling wind. 12 months of waking up and reaching for your hand, 12 months of trying to understand. The snow is starting to fall on the street again, bringing me back to the howling wind. 12 months of waking up and reaching for your hand, 12 months of trying to understand. The snow is starting to fall on the street again, bringing me back to the howling wind. 12 months of waking up and reaching for your hand, 12 months of trying to understand. The snow is starting to fall on the street again, bringing me back to the howling wind. 12 months of waking up and reaching for your hand, 12 months of trying to understand. The snow is starting to fall on the street again, bringing me back to the howling wind. 12 months of waking up and reaching for your hand, 12 months of trying to understand. The snow is starting to fall on the street again, bringing me back to the howling wind. 12 months of waking The edges are curling, the chemicals bleed like a map to a life that I no longer lead. Your smile is a ghost in a yellowing haze, caught in the trap of those sun-drenched days. I'm shaking the frame like I'm shaking my soul, trying to make the blurry parts whole. But the more that I look, the less I can see the version of you that was leaning on me. We just faded, Polaroids losing our light, washing away into clinical white. A flash in the dark that didn't quite take, a beautiful image that started to break. I'm watching your eyes dissolve into gray, like the memory of us is just drifting away. It's a chemical silence, a vintage of pain, left out too long in the sun, and the rain just faded. Just faded. There's one of the kitchen, the first night we moved, before we had anything left to be proved. You're holding a glass and you're pointing at me, the happiest people will ever be. But the colors are slipping, the contrast is low. I'm losing the features I used to know. Is that a shadow or just a mistake? How much of a heart can a photograph break? And I wanna go back to the click and the thing before us became such a heavy thing. But you can't redevelop a moment that's gone. You can't fix the light once you've moved to the dawn. I'm holding the paper, it's cold in my hand, a relic of love that I don't understand. Just faded. Just I'm squinting at the doorway where you used to stand, trying to remember the lines in your hand. But the edges are soft and the colors are bled, like a dream that I had that I left in the bed. I reached for the dial to sharpen the view. The harder I look, I saw you today in the back of a crowd. The music was thumping, the people were loud. I tried to lock in, tried to freeze the frame, but I couldn't quite remember the sound of your name. You were a silhouette, a shadow in motion, a drop of the past in a brand new ocean. I blinked for a second, and then you were gone. A trick of the light in the break of the dawn. Is it my eyes, or is it my heart, tearing the picture of forever apart? Maybe the blur is a mercy, a gift to keep me from seeing the depth of the rift between who we were and who we are now. A broken promise and a forgotten vow. I'm sitting with a pen and a notebook of gold, looking at the story that we already told. The ink is dry on the part where you leave, and I'm left with a sweater and a heart on my sleeve. The coffee is cold and the room is too still. I'm fighting the logic and I'm losing the will to accept that the credits are starting to roll while I'm still auditioning for a different role. I'm crossing out goodbye and I'm writing to stay, trying to find a more beautiful way to explain how the light just went out in the room and how the garden forgot how to bloom. I'm rewriting the ending in the middle of the night, trying to make the darkness look a little like light. In my version you turn and you walk back through the door, and we don't have to break like we did before. I'm changing the dialogue, I'm changing the scene, deleting the distance that's grown in between. It's a desperate fiction, a beautiful lie, rewriting the ending where we don't say goodbye. In chapter 11 we went to the lake, but I'm editing out every single mistake. I'm muting the shout and I'm softening the tone so I don't have to wake up and feel so alone. I'll give us a porch and a dog and a view and a version of me that was better for you. But the paper is tearing and the lead is all lead, and I'm just a ghost of the things that I said. But no matter how many pages I burn, the wheels of the world are still going to turn. You can't script the way that your heart started to change, or make a familiar love feel less strange. The ink is a stain and the story is set, and I'm just a person who hasn't left yet. I'm rewriting the ending in the middle of the night, trying to make the darkness look a little like light. In my version you turn and you walk back through the door, and we don't have to break like we did before. I'm changing the dialogue, I'm changing the scene, deleting the distance that's grown in between. It's a desperate fiction and a beautiful lie, rewriting the ending where we don't say goodbye. The alarm clock is ringing like a warning bell in a room that's become a familiar shell. I reach to the right, to the space where I'm scared to lose the last lingering you. But the lavender's fading, the fabric is dry, like a river that decided to finally die. I'm sleeping in the center to fill up the room, but I'm just a body inside of a tomb. I used to complain that you took up the space. Now I'd give anything to see your tired face. Is it the cotton or is it my soul that's lost every spark and every control? I'm shaking so hard that the headboard is thumping, waiting for a heart that is actually pumping. But the lid is ice and the winter is deep, and I'm just a stranger to the concept of sleep. Caught in the shiver of these cold sheets. I'm sitting at the piano, the one we bought in June, trying to find the ghost of our favorite tune. But the middle C is sticking, and the pedals feel like lead, like every heavy word that we left entirely unsaid. I write a line about your eyes, then I let the ink just run. I write a verse about the day we finally came undone. But the paper's mostly empty, and the room is mostly cold, looking for the parts of us that we didn't get to hold. My hands are poised above the keys, waiting for a melody to bring me to my knees. But the music's hiding in the cracks of the floor, behind the knock now and the not anymore. It's the silence between stanzas that's killing me now. The space in the story where we forgot about. It's the quiet in the kitchen, the pause in the hall, the sound of a heart that's too tired to fall. I'm humming the wise and I'm humming the wine. I'm beneath the heavy and motionless sky. Yeah, the lyrics are gone, but the rhythm survives in the silence between stanzas of our broken lives. I used to fill the gaps with a laugh or a touch. Now I'm realizing that I asked for too much. I'm staring